Yo.
What up? What up?
What up, though? Let's go. What's going on, man? What's popping?
Episode 120, goddammit.
120. Let's go. And we're back to our old ways, starting late. actually,
we're not that bad,
in
man.
We're not that bad. Yeah, we're a little in between. I
got here late with the compra.
With the compra, yo. Every time Sean got the drink, yo, he go food shopping. It's wild.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Carpet Football Podcast. He is Juan, and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit them with the drink of the day.
Oof, Sean pulled up with some deliciousness, a little take on something that we love on here, but we calling this the Triple G.
Triple G.
The Triple G, man. The Triple G because it is gin, Saint Germain, and ginger beer in this. So we're going to break it down for you guys, man. You're going to fill up a glass with some ice. You're going to squeeze a 6 of a lime in there. You were very precise with that, a 6.
Goddamn right. Basically, people cut it in half and then take the half and cut it in 3 pieces. Use 1 piece.
Yeah, and that's harder than it sounds. So you cut that.
With them bad knives
with them bad knives and the thing. Look, I almost lost a finger, bro. And so you're going to squeeze that lime in there. You're going to throw in a shot of the Empress Gin, which is like a favorite of ours. We've been doing this Empress Gin for a minute. This purple gin is awesome. The Saint Germain, do half a shot of Saint Germain, and then you're gonna top it off with ginger beer. Are you specific ginger beer? Is it any ginger beer? Does it have to be the one?
I don't think it has to be the one. It just happens to be the one at Publix, and I can't remember the name of it right now.
So top off with some ginger beer. Just don't be cheap, people. Do some good ginger beer. And you always know the mixer is most of the drink anyway. You don't want it to be Czech Cola. Make sure it's something good. Only people in the South know what Czech Cola is.
Don't forget the garnish from the garden.
And then garnish. Do not line up at Sean's house for these. Go buy your own rosemary. But we got rosemary from the bush of Verona. But
you know, it's funny, man. When I was in New York in April of this year, I was gonna make this drink. I couldn't find rosemary.
Really?
I couldn't find rosemary. Well, this is like in Spanish Harlem.
I was gonna say, well, you're in the Bronx, but
Spanish Harlem, or I think they call it Yorkville now, because you know it's getting gentrified. So
what's it called when you push out Latinos?
But no, man, when I was there, I was looking for that. I was looking for mint. Like I couldn't find those herbs. I could find maybe like a parsley or cilantro, but that was about the extent of it, man.
Okay. But no rosemary.
No rosemary, no mint. Those are 2 I was looking for.
Wow, and no mint. Yeah, here you never. I mean, I've seen them sold out, but never like they just don't have it kind of thing. Like, yeah, wow.
You know, like they didn't even have a place for it.
That's because nobody there buys that.
That's right.
It's probably what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't stock it because it doesn't sell.
Yeah, you probably stock the cilantro, right? Because that's what you use to make some of the
sofrito.
Yep.
All the Puerto Ricans around there and the Dominicans making sofrito.
Yeah, man. So try this out. If you guys are like a gin and tonic fan, this is like a good take on that. Throw the Saint Germain's in there, but then substitute the tonic for ginger beer. Shit works.
Yo, it is delicious, man.
I
don't know how many I've had of these, but they're going down like Kool-Aid right now.
And then that Empress Gin makes it purple. I was thinking when I first poured it, I'm going like, purple haze. But there is a drink named Purple Haze. I don't know what
there is. Yeah. And then now that I saw this, I got an idea for a drink another week, man. Seeing this,
yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you off air. But it might work with this, man. Yeah, I love this gin, man. This thing is always on point, even for a regular G&T. But
yep,
we got the Triple G today, people. Triple G.
So y'all know the drill, man. Hit it up. If you're a gin and tonic fan, if you don't like gin, then I mean y'all gonna have to go through the Rolodex of ours and grab something else. But if you're a gin and tonic fan, definitely hit this up.
Yeah, for sure, man. This is good. And I would have never thought to mix gin with ginger beer.
No,
but
dude, the way that I kind of figured it out was I just happened to have ginger beer at home and I was out of tonic. And I'm a ginger beer fan, so I'm just like, let me just try this. And sure enough, man, shit works.
Yeah, man, because I love me a good gin and tonic, man.
Yep.
Gin and tonic is a good like nightly drink you could have. Like you said, you always have tonic and get some gin, but this, man, just gonna have to add this to the rotation, man. This is good.
All right, man. My carbon footprint of the week is going out to BioNTech. BioNTech, which is actually I think Pfizer bought them out. So they were partially responsible for one of the COVID-19 vaccines. Okay. And the reason why I'm giving it to them is because their prediction is that they're going to have cancer vaccines like widely available by 2030.
Wow. It's not
Dude, that's 7 years.
7 years away, yeah.
And so, I mean, I was kind of teeter-tottering on giving them the carbon footprint, but then I was reading more about them, and the two founders, and I think that they're like married. I'm gonna screw these names up, but Aslam Tariqi and then Ugur Sahin. They were the ones that actually started the BioNTech, and then Pfizer bought them out. But they were using the mRNA technology to produce cancer immunotherapy treatments prior to the whole COVID shit happening.
COVID thing. That's right, because our mRNA was already.
That's it. So they just basically switched gears, and then in a really short amount of time, made the COVID-19 vaccine. Which, you know, whether you believe, you know, whether you quote unquote believe in it or not, you know, it was given out widely. I know I took it. I have not gotten any of the boosters, but I did take. And I don't remember. I think I had the Pfizer one. Yes, I definitely had the Pfizer.
I think we talked about it on here. Yeah, I think you did. Dude, like you said, whatever, you know, the political stuff aside or whatever, however you feel about vaccines, like, you know, the premise of this is always like it's impactful, right? And so whether it's something that's going to be remembered, it's a period in time, it's people who contributed to that period in time, and something we're going to remember, good or bad,
right?
You're going to remember that, and you're going to remember the people that created it, and you're going to, you know, so
yeah. And they did say, however, you know, that the vaccines would be almost tailored to not only the type of cancer that you have, but also different factors about you. So
do you already have to have it, or is it preventative based on your DNA?
They don't have it yet, right? So don't know.
But they can, I guess, presumably they're going like, oh, we could do it if you have it. We could do it if you're susceptible. You could do, you know, like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems that way.
Basically, you can, what do you call that? Sort of individualize the.
That's exactly what it is. It's going to be on an individual basis. So, and they didn't specify like it would only be for this type of cancer. Because the first thing I thought of was like, man, there's many types of cancers. This is like a cure-all, but it didn't seem that way, and it seemed more like, I say, it was very specific to the individual and the type of cancer that they had. And oh, by the way, Moderna is working on the same shit.
Dude, there's going to be a race now, which is where you get, you know, again, the capitalism is the great sort of like.
But you know, do you want to find a cure, or do you want a vaccine? I think this is kind of a way to help people with cancer, but still make money.
Sure. Yeah, and I think that's always been the sort of the argument with cancer, right? Like the conspiracy theorists will say that the reason we don't have a cure is because there's too much money to be made in the treatment, not in the cure. A vaccine, I guess, maybe sort of feeds into that, but it's also a win-win. Like, I don't care how you got there, if that's true, right? But they go, yeah, we're gonna have to monetize this and make money off this. And a vaccine, if you're sort of, what if it's annually, biannually, every 5 years?
That's what I'm saying, right?
Once. And even if it's once, it's the population. So everybody's going to go like, I don't want cancer. Right. You know what I mean?
Is that really a vaccine though, man? To me, that's more like it's like a flu shot.
Yeah, right. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what is it a vaccine? Like, is it a one and done? Like the chickenpox? You know, remember before chickenpox was a thing? My kids never had chickenpox.
Mine either.
Yeah, I did, and I'm not that. You know, like I'm 36, so. You know, I had chickenpox 30 years ago, whatever, 31 years ago. So 30, you figure 30 years later, it's completely gone for most people, like, who don't get chickenpox at all. And then, so is this one of these things where 30 years from now, people don't know what cancer is because they have a vaccine? And I'm not saying we're not going to have some bad shit that's going to come out of this, because, man, that's the price of progress, right? Is that there's going to be some fuck-ups along the way.
Yep.
But...
somebody gonna die.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, it sucks. But there's like, you know, you got to sacrifice a couple of like lambs for the slaughter, right? Like, it's just, I don't know, man.
You gotta send a couple of lambs to the slaughter.
Yeah. So like, I don't know, man. Like, I think it's a good thing. I think it also solves the issue of you saying if it's a monetary issue, then this sort of feeds that. like you can make money off of this in perpetuity because people are going to keep coming. People are going to keep needing a
Right,
vaccine.
especially if it's working, bro.
Yeah. So now you go, okay, I can either treat the people with cancer or now I can give something to everyone.
Right.
And man.
And then if it's that, right? I mean, like, cancer is I know heart disease is number one, right? Cancer is number two, I believe.
I think cancer's two, yeah.
So does that become something that the government goes, hey, we're going to do this for everybody? Kind of like COVID.
Yeah, do they? Or even, yeah, and you figure do they do the same with heart? Do the same with...
Right.
Because, again, the conspiracy theorist goes, the government wants you to live a longer time because the government wants you to keep working and be healthier longer and be stuff because you'll pay taxes. You know, like if you want to go down that conspiracy route, right? That's what you could say. But the other part of this is like, dude, listen, as much shit as people want to give the American healthcare system, and it does need, you know, like some tweaking, the upside to it, and I think it's the part that people sort of like forget, is that the capitalism in it is what sort of drives the ingenuity. It's sort of what drives the progress. It's sort of what drives, like, and you know, you do get, I'm not saying it's just us, you do get these universities and these schools and these research centers all over the world that do come up with breakthroughs. But dude, how many people you know, unless it's plastic surgery, leave America to get any kind of health? You know, like nobody here's leaving to get a heart procedure, right? Yeah. More times than not, people are coming here. We've
seen some folks in sports go to other countries,
and that's
just for a specific.
It's illegal because it's a specific thing, whether it's stem cell related and all that. It's like they can't get that here yet because it's illegal. It's not FDA approved. It's not, you know, or there's a specialist or a specific surgeon or whatever. Like stem cells, I've seen that happen a lot.
Didn't Kobe go to like Kobe, Germany or some shit for I don't know what he got done.
Yeah, I think that same guy, I think it was stem cell related, I think. And then I think that same guy is who A-Rod went to for his hip.
Okay.
The person that Kobe went to for his Achilles, I think is what it was, or knee or something. It was one of those. But anyway, like, you need the capitalism to motivate people, to drive people. Like, you have to have that component, because otherwise, like, what's the incentive for the, you know, like, I think people forget that, like, these companies are run and are also operated by people, and people are, you know, like, we're all motivated by, like, we need something, right? We need a reason to wake up.
We're all trying to make our lives better.
And listen, whether you like money or not, money makes your life infinitely better, right? So the more money you have, generally, that's not saying that your problems go away, but it does make your life a lot easier, right? So I think that you need that component in order to drive this type of, I think, progress. So listen, I don't care if it's a vaccine and you have to charge me for it annually. If it gets rid of cancer,
yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. It's like, okay, cool. Like, I'm in. And this is coming from someone, like, I don't have erratic cancer in my family. They don't have a history. I couldn't name you a person off the top of my head that's had like a cancer in my family that was that they sort of succumbed to, knock on wood. But I still recognize that it's something that I hear of all the time from people around me who, you know, friends, whether it's friends or coworkers or whatever, that somebody has been impacted by cancer. So, you know, I don't know, man. I'd be in. Fuck it, I'll pay whatever the price is for something like that.
I don't know, true that. All right, what you got?
Listen, man, mine this week, dude. My common footprint went out to Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. I hope I'm saying Rob's name right.
Who's that?
I think he's an actor as well. He's one of those. He has one of those faces you'll recognize. But
okay,
yeah. So I think he's an actor. He might do some other things, but him and Ryan Reynolds, who Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool actor thing.
Bunch of movies.
You know, super talented, charismatic guy, genius. Has the aviation gin, which I don't think we've actually done on this show yet. So at some point in the spirit of this, we got to do the aviation gin. But him and Rob paid $2.5 million for the world's third oldest soccer club. And the article says football club, but fuck that. We know what
soccer.
We're in America, damn it. So we're gonna say soccer. And I'm gonna give credit because a lot of the facts I'm taking here are from an article from a guy named Joe Pompliano. He's a journalist, and so I just want to make sure I give him credit because a lot of stuff came from
dude. I think I take all my facts from somebody.
From somebody. There's so many here. So I would shout out to Joe. His handle's at Joe Pompliano on Twitter. So go hit him up. But anyway, so this team, the third oldest soccer club in the world, but the team is in the 5th division of the English football pyramid.
Which means what?
If you're thinking about, we have a minor league system in baseball here, right? So let's say
this is the minor.
the 5th level down.
Wow.
Or G League NBA. So you're talking like even like 5 layers down from NBA. This is how soccer's that big in Europe, where they have that many layers. And I think baseball does have a lot of layers like that here as well. Like you have single A, triple A, double A, whatever in baseball as well. So it's similar to that. So fifth, this is like they have almost no shot of making it to the English Premier League.
Okay.
Which is the ultimate goal, right? In European soccer is you want to get to the English Premier League.
So your team can actually move up levels.
Sure.
Okay.
But they will probably never make it to the English Premier League.
Right.
I love this about English Premier League, by the way, which at some point we have to talk into this. They do a thing called relegation, which the bottom teams get pushed down to the minors the next season. So you have to work your way back up. It's fucking genius, bro. I love that concept. Of if you're a shit team, then you get brought down and you could work your way back into the Premier League. So
that's dope.
It's dope. It's amazing, bro. And granted,
I'm gonna tell you right now,
kicked out.
Chicago Bears and Washington Redskins, and I'm gonna throw the Broncos into there.
Listen, the Broncos need
and probably Houston.
Listen,
they should all be demoted.
Go send Ciara husband to Idaho somewhere to play minor league football.
That's actually really cool, man.
Dude,
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you didn't know that, dude.
No.
English Premier League soccer. That's why sometimes you'll notice teams aren't playing the same teams the following year because a team gets booted and another team gets brought up. It's so cool, man.
You know how much shit talking you can do with that?
Oh my god, dude!
If your boy's team just got put down,
get your relegated ass out my face. Bro, it's so dope. Like I love that. So you get teams like I forget a couple years ago there was a team that won. I'm Leicester City, but don't quote me on this. I think they won the English Premier League, like won it, but they weren't that far off from having been a relegated team like a couple years before that. Yeah, so it's like, and that rarely happens, right? Like in the English Premier League, you have like Chelsea, Manchester United, whatever. Those are the teams that sort of dominate, and Liverpool and all that. But anyway,
dude, send them down to the XFL.
That's basically kind of what it is. It's so cool. So
what's the one that came back?
Is it AFL? No, it's XFL. I think XFL did come back, right?
They are, but the other one that came back, the one that they actually played last year or this year.
I know what you're talking about,
it's the old, it's the same old
USFL.
one.
USFL. That's who it was. Yeah. So
I keep thinking Herschel Walker.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if you can say that name anymore.
Sorry.
I'm talking about that. Like, he in trouble, man. I don't know. The powers that be might shut us down. Oh man. But so, dude, that's how far below the totem pole this team is. So that's why this story is so cool to me. So anyway, so Rob McElhenney, Ryan Reynolds paid $2.5 million for this team. The first thing they do is and by the way, Americans do invest in European soccer. A lot of the teams in the English Premier League have either American owners or American partial owners in them. Like, it's not a new thing.
So there's money to be made.
So there's money to be made, yeah. And I think even LeBron James owns a stake in, I want to say, Liverpool or one of those teams.
He got a pickleball team now.
He of course he has a pickleball team, bro. Everybody does now. So LeBron James is either Arsenal or Liverpool. I can't remember, but he owns a stake in one of those teams. So anyway, it's becoming popular for us to do. But anyway, so him... so Rob McElhenney, Ryan Reynolds purchased this team. It's called Wrexham AFC. Wrexham, WREXHAM AFC. It's a fifth-tier club, and it's located in a little blue-collar town 25 miles outside of Liverpool and Manchester. And the reason they wanted it was basically to do like storytelling and marketing. Like they then sort of hold back. They're like, listen, we want promotion. We want to do some creative storytelling. There's going to be a reality show behind this. So as they're doing the,
I was going to say, I saw the advertisement for the show.
Exactly,
that's out now,
so
right?
Hence the show called I think it's called We Are Wrexham or something.
I don't recall.
So I'll get to that. But there's a show on FX right now that's basically follows them along the process of buying the team and them going to games and doing the whole thing and investing. So one of the first things they did was they bought it, and then the team is actually owned by the fans. So what they did was they did a Zoom call with 2,000 plus what they call supporters, their fans in there, and then they made an offer. And this was back in 2020 during COVID. So they made an offer for the team. They said, "Hey, we'll pay $2.5 million, and we're going to invest that directly in the club's players, the facilities, and then we're going to sign a 25-year lease from the stadium so that we're not moving the team. We're going to keep it here. We're going to invest in the community."
Wow.
So they did that. Obviously, the everybody bought in. The real play was in this whole Netflix-style documentary, similar to what F1 did.
That's right. Yes.
And this is why this sort of like, I went, holy shit, this is the impact that this F1 show has had. Because I know that NFL has had that whole Hard Knocks or whatever. Well,
Yes.
it didn't catch on the way that I think the F1 show caught on Netflix, and now it's turned into F1 having a race. They used to have one race in America, now they have two, and they're gonna have three next year, and I think that's gonna keep growing. So I wonder if people are seeing the success.
The one in Miami is going to be for years.
Yes, I think it's a 10-year contract. They signed Vegas, and then Austin has already been on the circuit already. So I think F1 is going to keep growing, and F1 is already globally one of the biggest sports in the world. I think at some point, if you look at the richest athletes in the world in the top 10, a bunch of them are F1 drivers. Like, it's already popular, but having America in there, obviously, I think it's a big play for these guys. There's a lot of wealth concentrated here. So anyway, so they did this. They debuted the show back in August. The club on the deal, they're making about $400K per hour of content in this 8-part series, and they're getting $3.2 million in revenue just from this TV show. But what this has done now is it's put them, so they're in second place in the standings in their league. Their attendance is through the roof. Their Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok following has gone up. So Twitter 364%, TikTok has gone up 400, and they had 0 followers on TikTok. They're at 500,000.
Sounds like us.
Yeah, 600. Yeah, exactly. Ryan Reynolds, pull up. That's 670% increase in Instagram. They've had sponsorship deals with TikTok. So major sponsors now: TikTok, Expedia, Vistaprint, Aviation Gin, of course, Ryan Reynolds thing. They've had the number of fans buying season tickets has tripled. So in 2019, they had 2,600 season ticket holders. 2022, they're at 6,820.
Nice.
Season ticket holders. So the local community is buying in, and then they actually recently got a cup qualifying in their little league match on ESPN2 and ESPN Plus for a team in the fifth division
where nobody gets, right? They probably don't get shit for TV time.
And the show's popular. So like, I think I gave it to him because I go, man, you took this team from this small town. There's not whole lot of hope, not a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, you bought it, and it's self-serving, right? In the sense of like you're doing it to create content, to build content, all that. But people are sort of benefiting from that as well, right? Like that community is benefiting from that.
Absolutely, bro.
The tourism, I'm sure, to that city and people going to that club is going to benefit from that. Right? The show, that club is going to be able to spend money on new players, on new facilities, on new stuff. I'm sure these guys are professionals. They're probably making a better wage. Now, like all this stuff, I thought, man, you talk about having an impact in that community as a blue collar community,
absolutely,
in outskirts of England. So I saw it. Sorry, man. I thought that was awesome. When I saw the show, I thought it was supposed to be ironic.
Is it good?
Yeah, like because it's real. I thought it was supposed to be like ironic, but it's actually them. They're at the games. It's actually on the phone calls where they're talking to investors. It's them like legitimately trying to buy. Like I thought it was scripted initially, and then I realized like, holy shit, it's like for real. Like I thought it was either them trying to be ironic or it was scripted or whatever. It's like no, this is them actually like pouring into the club, and they're at the games with like their families, and they show up in the community. They're doing events. They're doing like, man, I think it's so crazy that the power that obviously this one individual, Ryan Reynolds, has, but to take that and then use your platform to sort of elevate this like no-name brand. None of us have ever heard of Wrexham FC previous.
And when you go into a community, and then I think that the biggest key that I heard from you was they put the lease for what, 10 years?
25.
Yeah. I mean, even if it was 10, if you give that gives people a hope, right? When you go like, yo, these guys are not going anywhere. They're putting in money. So my question was, did the people still kind of own the team? Mm-hmm. And these guys are now investors?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So the people still own the team, but now these guys are investors. So they basically they get voted in as owners as well. But I think people are going to be a little sketchy on that because they're big, sort of movie stars and whatever. But no, man, they invested. Dude, I think going back to your point about the 25-year lease and people feeling comfortable with that, I don't know that people realize what like sports teams do to a town economically. Like that means that restaurants around that stadium.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, if you're an owner of a restaurant, now I'm confident in signing a 10-year lease because I know this thing's going to be here for 25 years.
Dude, hotels.
Yeah. Oh, if I'm going to build a hotel, I'll build a hotel. That thing's going to be there for 25 years minimum. I'm going to go ahead and sign and build maybe a new hotel, maybe remodel, maybe, hire more staff, build expansions. If there's bars, if there's retail shops, if there's like if you go, hey, I want to build a fan shop nearby, and you're someone who wants to get a licensing deal for a fan shop, like I'm gonna do that there because for the next 25 years this is gonna be a thing. it does so much, and I think every sports team does that. Like, I think people look at the sports teams and all they can get past is like the amount of money that the players make and all that stuff, and they sort of neglect the economic impact that it has on a community, like in terms of like how many people it employs, in terms of how many businesses around it, benefit from it. You're talking from transportation, things like an Uber driver to parking lots to, cabs, dude, anything, limo services, car services, to restaurants, to bars, to people who make gear. Like every single part of your economy benefits from having a sports team in your town.
Attention is the economy. Mm-hmm. So a sports team gives attention as it is, and then if you bring a celebrity partner into that, and that is willing to put in that kind of time and investment into it, again, the more attention, right? Because I would never go see. I wouldn't say never, but I wouldn't typically go see a soccer game. Period. Mm-hmm. I would go because I seen the show.
Yeah. Oh, I could totally see that. Yep.
Just for the right to go, like, it looks like fun.
Yeah, dude, and you watch the game or the show and you see what they're doing at the game, you're like, oh yeah, I want to be there. Yeah. Like that energy has to be incredible. Now, like you said, because I saw it on TV, now I'd want to go there. Dude, it's such a smart play all the way around, and I think it's it also goes to the genius of Ryan Reynolds and what he did with Deadpool. Man, he took a character, and nobody's really done that with Deadpool. It was a character that, I think people were sort of scared of because it's a little rated R, so it's like you couldn't do good movies. And it was. He made the movie, he made it rated R, he stayed true to the character, but made it hilarious and made it some of the best, like, of the comic movies.
Dude, he was the
Deadpool.
Perfect actor for that.
Oh my God, he's so good, dude. And you're just like, and I know that was like a passion project of his that he pitched for years, like
really?
Trying to get. Yeah, he's been like. He did Deadpool, but nobody wanted to do Deadpool. He was always the one, pitching to studios to do Deadpool. And I think because he had so many shitty movies before he finally sort of got superstardom, and then they.
Do you remember he had Green Lantern?
Yeah, I sure do. I'd like to forget that he did Green Lantern. As a DC fan, I would love to forget. But he had the chick flicks, and he had all. It's like. Yep. And then he got enough pull where he got the Deadpool, and the Deadpool movie he knocked it out of the park, man. And now really he's getting a third one, and he talked to Hugh Jackman into coming back.
I saw that.
It's so cool, man. The guy's a good storyteller. The movies he's done after Deadpool have been great stories. The one he did on Netflix I thought was amazing. I can't think of the name of it right now. I think it starts with an A. He has a movie on Netflix.
What is,
man.
And what is it? Is it
it's
about?
the movie where he's like in the future and he goes back to visit.
Oh yes, I did see that.
It's such a Adam Project or Adam.
It's fairly new. It's within the last year.
The Adam Project, something
Sounds
like
right.
that.
Sounds
yeah,
right.
But great movie, good storytelling. And I know he had a big part. So I think to take that concept of storytelling and building a brand and doing that and moving it over into sports at that lowest level. And being able to do what he's done with it, man, it's amazing. I would love to see sort of what happens to that team in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Like, do they work their way up to the Premier League? Do you almost make it easier for them to get there?
Crazy,
or that's a movie in itself.
Right, because like you said, that if it's gonna draw fans, right, that's gotta be part of the mix of the Premier League, right? Like and I wonder again, I don't know, but if you're a pretty bad team, but your fan base is insane. Do you get moved down?
Dude,
maybe you still do.
Maybe you still do. Yeah, I don't know how that works. But also, bro, like, the more money they make and they start buying players and you're just wrecking teams in your league, do they just keep moving you up and moving you up?
They have no choice.
And then eventually they're going to go, well, fuck, we got to put you. Dude, even if they make it to the second tier.
Right.
That would be kind of awesome. And I know now I'm going to pay attention. Because now I'm like, I want to see where they get, in the next few years. So, yeah, man, it's just shout out to Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney and doing the show. I think instilling some hope in that community and doing big things for them, man. That's so awesome. And I'm a sports fan of any kind, man. I've never watched a game of Wrexham FC. I probably never will.
Yep.
No,
you might now.
I will now, but I just love to see good things happen to things like that and just those kind of stories, man. It's awesome. So,
dude, let me tell you who's not doing good things. Brett Favre.
Not the quarterback I thought we were going to talk about, but okay.
Dude, Brett Favre, for those of you who have not seen, so Brett Favre, former quarterback of Green Bay Packers, also played in his later years for the Vikings and I think the Jets, right? Was his sort of last stop? I believe.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Jets, yeah, I think you're right.
So, but you know, Hall of Fame quarterback, whatever, has a daughter that goes to, I believe it's the University of Mississippi.
Yeah, which is fucking sad.
That's where he went, though.
I know. Sad. Brett fucking Favre.
So, and his daughter plays volleyball. So he was able to get, I want to say it was $3.5 million in funds, in government funds. But where the funds came from was welfare. They were welfare funds, bro.
Which, by the way, in the poorest state in the union, right? Mississippi's the poorest state in the United States, right? Or at least in the
it's got to be
the poorest three or something.
Top 5. Yeah, absolutely.
He stole welfare money from an already a state that needs welfare. Yeah, to build a facility for his daughter's team, basically at the college that he went to, his alma mater in her college.
And if you're him, bro, like, you can't raise that money?
I would think so, but here's the thing, bro, is that this is the most white trash thing that you could imagine. But we're talking about a white guy from Mississippi, and we're surprised that he's acting
Dude,
like
I was thinking, like, and I'm going, dude, you're Brett Favre. Like, you can get the money. Right? You can probably put up half that yourself.
I would think.
If not all of it.
I would think at a minimum you could put up half and then get someone to match it. Or you could raise it to some kind of fundraiser or something for, I was equally as disappointed. Like, what, you ain't got?
But then, bro, I was thinking about this shit and I'm like, you know, he's not the one. Like, he doesn't have access to those funds. He didn't go anywhere and steal the damn money.
No.
This is him.
He asked for it and somebody gave it to him.
Correct. This is him rubbing elbows with somebody in government who has access to those funds. And then they give it to him. Which is essentially like lobbying.
Yeah.
Right? And it's
we do it for everything.
I was gonna say, man. Yeah. So right now we're in this whole shit with Russia fighting Ukraine. Putin is threatening nuclear war. But the way that we're helping Ukraine is by giving taxpayer dollars to industries that make weapons, and then they send it over there.
We're acting like white trash.
So we
get them more guns. The answer to everything is more guns.
Dude, during wars have brought us out of recessions.
Yeah.
So typically, the country does well when we're at war, at least in some aspect.
Yeah, economically, yeah, like you said, we do well.
So I'm going Brett Favre, whatever, man. You got the funds from the wrong place, and you're gonna take your hits for that. But this shit happens all the time, bro. This is big pharma. This is the weapons makers. This is
everyone with money and influence,
bro.
I wasn't even. I don't know, man, and I don't know what this says about me, but I don't want to say I didn't care about the story, but I kind of saw it. I was like, and then I was like, that's weird. That's not getting more airtime, But I also think it didn't get more airtime, and I hate to bring the race thing into it, but this is one of the issues I've had with like this and like the Ben Roethlisberger stories. Like, dude, if you think about Brett Favre, Brett Favre had a pill addiction. Brett Favre was sending dick pics to one of the reporters of the Jets. Brett Favre is now stealing welfare money from poor state, and like, it sort of just gets swept on the rug. And I want to call that. I don't even know that I'd call that white privilege. I'm going to call that rich privilege. Like, I think it's just what happens when you have the money and the power and the friends, right? Like,
right.
I would say Michael Vick couldn't get away with that, but I would say the Michael Vick mistake was that he fucked with animals. Like, we just don't like. I think people and animals are out of the question, and elderly, right? Like, there are other
or kids.
Yeah,
right.
And I think there are other.
It's just men.
Yeah.
You could have went out and had like a fight club, and you'd have been good to go.
Like, I think that. Like, I know, like, the race thing wanted to get brought into this, and I think I certainly thought that with Ben Roethlisberger, and I'm sure there's some of that at play with Brett Favre, but I think more than anything, it goes back to your point. It's the rich, it's the that privilege of just being wealthy in that state and having influence and having connections and having like I think it's more
that's it
that
there, man. It's like I say, it's the money, it's the influence, and it's the connections.
Yeah, because I think that he said Herschel Walker, right, is as rich, as powerful. He has friends in high places. He's saying reckless shit right now, and it's news for 2 seconds, and then it just goes on. Like, you know, we were joking around him before, but I'm like, at the end of the day, if Herschel Walker wanted to run for some kind of office, he's probably gonna run. He'll probably win.
Well, isn't he running for something?
I think he is. And he'll win probably some little.
He's just been saying some real dumb shit lately.
He's saying some real reckless shit, but but he's gonna get away with crazy. And now stories are coming out, right, of him having and I'm like, yeah, but he's got money and he's got friends in high places and he's got like.
But even Deshaun Watson, right? There's a 25th woman now, right? That's coming to doing the Me Too shit.
That'll go away.
I think the judge said she has basically like a few days.
No, he drops the charges,
and
right?
Then like but I guess they haven't named. She hasn't come out with her name.
Well, I think it's a civil lawsuit, and that's why. So I think it's not a criminal charge. I think it's a civil lawsuit. It's like, all right, you're not going to sue me and go do it anonymously, essentially.
Yep.
So I think that's the issue there. If she was pressing charges, I think on a criminal court it'd be a little different. But I think she's pressing civil charges, basically saying she wants money.
Yep.
So like, yeah, even Deshaun Watson, like, you can't leave him out of that argument, right? He's a black quarterback. He's going to get away with this. Like even if he gets suspended for the rest of the year, he'll play next year.
I'm actually saying it in the opposite, where like he's getting more attention for that.
You think?
For consensual stuff than Brett Favre is for this? Absolutely.
Sure, but if you look at, say, Louis C.K., consensual, like, hey, you mind if I jerk off in front of you? And they're like, yeah, sure. And they're like, oh, he's weird. Right? Louis C.K. couldn't fucking tour for like a year. Louis C.K. couldn't get a major streamer to buy his special. Louis C.K., like, white guy, right? Like, so I think Louis C.K. just probably came at the wrong time because it was at the height of the Me Too shit. Deshaun Watson is talented enough to overcome Me Too and young enough still. Like, if Deshaun Watson was 35, we wouldn't give a fuck. Like, I think Michael Vick, had he done his shit, 4 years earlier, we probably would have let that slide a little more because he's in his prime still. And granted, he was still in his prime when it happened.
I was going to say, man, he was in his prime, bro.
But, like, I don't know, man. Deshaun Watson, I feel like, even if he got suspended for the rest of this year, it's kind of light. You get 20-something people come out because you go, yeah, I know they're civil. Yeah, I know it's like accusations, but there's a lot, right? And I find it hard to believe that there isn't some truth. But like, you're a creep for sure. Like, you're not breaking the law, but you're definitely a creep. And you're talking about a league who has to ban people indefinitely for weed. So like, I don't know, man. I think talent trumps, like, the talent privilege and the wealthy privilege and all that just trumps everything else, man. I don't know. Like,
I guess it just looks at it like, are you valuable?
Exactly.
And if you're not, then you're easily thrown away.
Deshaun Watson is a Super Bowl talent, right?
Absolutely.
Like, on the right team, right? Like, maybe not in Cleveland, but on the right team, Deshaun Watson is a Super Bowl talent. He'll sell tickets, he'll sell merch, he'll sell commercials, he's a good-looking guy. I don't know if that's going to be the case anymore. I don't know if anybody sees Deshaun Watson on a McDonald's commercial and goes like, oh, what a handsome dude. I think we probably just
shit. Isn't Wendy did this shit with who is the Heisman winner from USC, played against Texas?
Oh, Reggie Bush,
right? Had his Heisman stripped.
Yeah,
and then a few years later, got endorsements.
Honestly, bro, if they're real smart, somebody like Massage Envy, like Hand and Stone, gives Deshaun Watson an endorsement.
Can you just see him in the commercials now?
Oh my God, bro!
He's like, he'll look over like, no happy endings, and then like raise his eyebrows like 3 times.
What would be even better is if he did it for one of these Asian massage parlors.
Like this.
That's like a foot massage.
Watch the YouTube, people. I'm Deshaun Watson. No happy endings.
It's like blink twice if you want to.
Meanwhile, he's got cash.
He's like
out. Just sticking out.
Come through. We got a whole marketing company right here. Come through, Massage Envy. We got you. We got the commercial film. We got the concept for it. We'll tape it and everything. Let's go, dude. Can you? How dope would that be if he got a commercial from?
Dude, but I want to say
so
there's shit like that now.
Yeah.
Where it's like old stuff that maybe was offensive, and then because it's so fucking old, nobody cares.
Yeah.
And they put it in commercials. I just can't think of any right now. I don't know why.
The Brett Favre thing, man, I don't know why I don't care. I just, I'm like, yeah, that's an asshole thing to do. Why can't you raise that money on your own? But I also think, yeah, everybody fucking does that. I just, with power and influence and money, I just don't think we hear about it. As like, a lot of it just goes under the radar.
Absolutely. And then if you're, if you're not Brett Favre, but you are a guy with money and influence in a certain area, maybe that's not news.
Yeah, they're like,
because no one knows who you are.
Yeah, they're like, what are you talking about? Like, or why is this?
Why is this important?
Why does anybody care right now about that? Yeah, I wonder, man. Like, shit, dude. You want to go from actually, let's stick to the South real quick, man. Before we move on, did you watch the Alabama-Tennessee game?
I did. Or partially.
Partial.
Yes,
dude. First off, talk about games generally don't live up to the hype that's on paper.
That one really did.
Holy shit, that lived up to, like, the fact that the score was what it was at like halftime, where it was like 30 to whatever or 28-20 or whatever. You're like, wait, what? In the SEC, you guys are scoring? Like, what is going on here?
Dude, that was a good game, man.
What a
Josh Heupel is the real deal.
Dude, UCF, man, no wonder.
Well, no, they didn't let him go.
No, they didn't let him.
He left.
Yeah,
he had to take that job, right?
Dude, he did what, 6 months at UCF, and then
it felt like that.
Tennessee jumped on him quick, and at the time, I remember we were like,
"Yeah, why?
Right? Fucking A, man." Because Scott Frost didn't get scooped up that quickly, man. Holy shit! And Scott Frost went undefeated at UCF.
Yep,
including a bowl game against like a good Baylor team. And damn, man, Josh Heupel had some losses, but clearly they saw something in Josh Heupel that the rest of us.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, we knew he was good, but holy shit, man! I'm like, good for this guy, man. I'm happy.
Well, you remember when was the beginning of the year after their first few wins, they gave him like a shit ton more money.
Oh yeah, they gave him an extension, man.
Yeah,
they were just
like,
oh wait, because again, he's doing this with a class that he didn't even recruit.
Right.
Or I guess how long has he been there? Maybe 2 years now, 3 years. So maybe.
No, I think this is like year 2.
This is year 2. Okay,
I think
so maybe he doesn't even have recruits of his yet, or unless it's the kids that he sort of talked into changing schools.
And then also they got the whole transfer portal too, which has kind of changed the game.
That's
too.
right. That has changed the game, man. I think that is going to do a lot. Not to digress too much from this, but Jackson State. Mm-hmm. Holy shit, man! That team is. They're going to be stacked. Deion Sanders is hilarious, man. And then you go, yo, Deion Sanders said,
we're about to derail this Alabama
we
Tennessee
sure
shit.
are, bro. Deion Sanders said he had a crackhead cousin that was the most athletic person he's ever played with. Mind you, Deion Sanders been on a field with Bo Jackson. Holy
you know what,
shit,
man? I was like, I saw that you sent me that clip. I'm thinking, was he really, man? Wasn't Deion was in college in the 90s.
Yeah.
So Bo must have been at his late stages,
though.
bro.
Yeah, but Bo played in the league in mid-90s, MLB. Bo was in the league in at least 93, 94, for sure.
Yeah?
I think so, man, because I've seen Bo Jackson, like, very, very early, like early for me.
What did Deion say
He said his cousin Junebug. Yo, and you know what's hilarious? The minute I hear the name Junebug, I go, this crackhead. And then he follows it up with, who was a crackhead? Yeah. And I go, of course he was. Was the most athletic person I've ever been on a field with. Which I'm sure he's just saying that. But, I don't know, man. Crackhead power is different, bro. Crackhead speed is different, bro. Maybe these people need to start recruiting on, like, Skid Row. These crackheads is built different.
Yeah, through 94.
Yeah, I'm saying. I remember, like,
88 or 86 to 94.
Yeah, so he didn't have a long career at all.
No.
Back to Tennessee, Alabama. So,
all right, go. Sorry.
Anyway, the game lived up to the hype, but I think more than anything, what I wanted to talk about was you talk about embezzling funds and stuff. Let me give you the first part of this. It's like, yo, I love the Tennessee crowd, the celebration. I love that in college you can sort of storm the field and it becomes a big celebration with the students. And generally, I don't see a whole lot of like bad shit happen.
Did you see the fucking refs run away?
Oh, yeah.
When he made the field goal?
Dude, they like,
ran.
Dude, CSCC, they're like, we're going to die here, so we're going to go ahead and go. But, shout out to that kid for making a field goal, which is not a gimme in college.
No.
But then the fans took the goalpost, and they just went, dude.
They left the stadium?
They left the stadium with the goalpost, and they're carrying that shit down the street, and it's gone. Like nobody knows where this shit is.
Well, they dropped it in the fucking like a river or some shit.
They floated. So the school is asking for donations to replace the goalpost. I was like, fuck y'all. Use some of the money you made from the thing. Or ask Brett.
He got some welfare
money he could kick over your way. But dude, that scene, like the video of the sea of people flooding the field and grabbing that, just reminded me why I love college sports so much, especially like football and then like March Madness. It's so dope, man, to like see that, like, dude. I tell people all the time, man, like, especially people up north who've never been to the South and don't understand why college football is big here. I go, the atmosphere at a college football game is just different, man. Even at UCF, it's just different, man. Like the passion behind it is different. It's like people in Texas talk about like high school football. You're just like, what? You go to high school football games, like, and you look at the video. It's a big deal there. Dude, college football in the South is just different, and games like that with that Tennessee, Alabama at the height, of their sort of like, or when they're both good.
They're both really good, right?
They're both really good. It's because the last few years it hasn't been that way, right? But this year, where they're both really good teams, it's just
it's been like Alabama, Georgia.
Yeah,
like those are the two sort of top. But now to have a third team in there, you got 3 teams in the top. What, 5?
Yeah.
Or where did Bama drop to?
Bama dropped to, I think they're like 6 or 7.
I was gonna say they're probably 6 or 7.
Which it's fair because they've struggled against. They've won, but they've struggled against lesser opponents. And Tennessee jumped up to 3.
Yep.
I think Ohio State and Georgia are 1 and 2. Yep. Okay.
So I think Georgia's 1.
Georgia's 1. Ohio State 2, and then Tennessee 3. Which, shit, man, I don't know what the rest of Tennessee's schedule looks like, but they look.
You can't argue with it right now,
dude. I think the thing that impresses me most about Tennessee, and this is the Josh Heupel effect, is that the SEC, and we've talked about this before, the SEC isn't known for offense. Like, they don't score a lot on you. They're normally good defenses. They score a lot because they play these shitty teams. But as far as, like, SEC versus SEC, you usually get these, like, defensive battles and all that. Like, like Tennessee was scoring at will against an Alabama defense that's probably going to have like 5 NFL players on it. You talk out of the 11.
Well, typically, you know what I mean? They do, right? Typically,
typically their entire starting defensive lineup is all NFL players. Like, 5 of them will have like a 10-year career. The other 5 might fizzle out, but still, that's a lot of kids, man, that go to the NFL. So, those fans are wild. The fact that they were asking for money is really the point of this. Is wild. Like, you need, how much is a goalpost? I don't know what that shit is, bro. But
have you seen the colleges that are putting in those collapsible goalposts?
Oh no.
Yeah. Really? I've seen a few of those where they storm the field and the goalposts just start coming down on their own.
Shit's gonna fall on fucking Chad over there.
It comes over. It's real slow.
It's
like a real. Like,
so
it's
that they
just
don't
like
knock it down.
Yeah, they don't knock it down.
Fuck it. You want to make it real interesting, bro? They need to they need to electrify that bitch.
Be the first one to jump on this pole.
Yeah.
It's gonna light you up.
I'm gonna watch a bunch of hillbillies just go wild. Oh man, dude! But yeah, what a game, man! The celebration was so dope, the whole thing. But the fact that they were asking money for the Go Bulls, like, fuck you, Tennessee. Like, I'm not. I can't believe you had the audacity to ask fans to donate money for the Go Bulls.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. And who was it? The president of the school?
Yeah, man.
Shut
like,
the fuck up. Why don't you pay for that shit?
Yeah, seriously, bro.
Dude. Watching, and I have a note on here that something that you said about a mascot. It just got me thinking though. Why is Alabama's mascot an elephant? Are they like Republicans? Do you know
this whole time Roll Tide, man?
No,
I don't know. I actually don't know why the fuck it's an elephant. That's maybe somebody in Alabama. Actually, who are we kidding, man? People in Alabama don't know anything. Like, I actually don't know. That's a great question, bro.
Be like, don't you know?
I'm gonna find my mascot story though, because why is it an elephant?
Okay, you find.
That's a great question.
Get your story.
What's his name? Is his name Ro? Is his name Tide? His name.
Let me see.
The Crimson Tide. I know that, but I don't get it. Anyway, the highest paid. I saw the story and it's wild because I'm like, I want to do this shit. The highest paid mascot in the NBA is a homie from the Denver Nuggets, the Rocky. And Rocky is like I don't even know what you call that, bro. He looks like a mountain lion. But he makes $625K a year to be the mascot of the Denver Nuggets.
What?
Now that is about 10 times.
And what is he?
He's the mascot to the Denver Nuggets.
But what is he?
I don't know. He looks like a fucking mountain lion or something, bro. But
is this the one that be doing
a puma in a tracksuut? That's what I know.
Yes.
Yeah, he a puma in a tracksuit, bro.
How's that a fucking nugget? Isn't is that like a fucking? Is that what like a? I don't know, like PTSD, because when you dig for gold, you get attacked by fucking pumas.
It should be like a gold nugget, just
yeah. It should be.
Yeah, I don't fucking know how they came up with their mascot, bro. He doesn't even have like a pick or anything that's like.
But is this the crazy one that does flips?
Yes,
and fucking
yeah,
dunks
he's wild. Okay, so I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's why he makes the money he makes. So there's like a lot of hazard pay involved in the fact that he fucking jumps off of like like he jumps off the upper deck like thing, like
we don't provide insurance. But we'll double your salary.
He pushes the limit on everything, and he does wild shit in the wild flip. So that's why he makes. So the average salary, it says like $60K. For a mascot in the NBA, which is still fucking decent, bro. I'll be a mascot in the NBA for $60K. Holla at your boy. I've been in a goofy costume and Tigger and all that dip flips. I'm just saying. Holla at your boy. Anyway, Orlando, hit me up. You need a new stuff?
And he Crips walks.
And I Crip walk in a stuff costume. What's up? I'll Harlem shaking that bitch. What you out gritty? What you? I got the Fortnite dances on deck. Let's go. But homie makes $625K. I've never been more jealous of a guy who gets to wear a furry costume. I was like, holy shit. I was like, yo, word.
I had this furry shit all wrong.
I was like, I'm in. I was like, I'm into this furry shit.
There's a school for that?
Yo, I think, not that it matters, but I'm thinking about what you said about he's not a Nugget. And I think the reason the Nuggets, weren't they originally from San Francisco?
So that's probably true.
So bro. I think
so
they're supposed to be gold nuggets. No, I don't think you're wrong, bro. I think they're supposed to be gold nuggets.
Correct.
And they're originally from San Francisco, and they relocated to Denver.
Fucking change the name.
Hence the Golden State thing for like the Warriors.
Right.
But yeah, you should. I don't get that, bro. It's why the Utah are called the Jazz, because they were originally in New Orleans.
I did not know that.
So yeah, it's fucking infuriating. Lakers originally from Milwaukee. There's a lot of lakes. It's literally named after lakes. Lakers, the Milwaukee Lakers.
that I knew. I didn't think about the whole, oh shit.
So I go, like, if you relocate the team, you should change the name that fits the city where you're putting it.
Yeah, like when Seattle moved to Oklahoma.
Exactly. Like, and they went and we're gonna go with Thunder. Yeah. Like yeah, exactly. So I don't know, bro. What do you name the Utah? The Mormons? Nah, that's too easy.
Yeah, that is too easy.
The Utah Moses.
Do they believe in Moses?
I don't know. That's my ignorance of religion. Like,
dude, I found a thing for Alabama.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so it says the University of Alabama Spirit Committee started hiring elephants, often from traveling circuses passing through or by Tuscaloosa, for every homecoming in the early 1960s. Melford S.B. Jr., then a student, was the first to wear an elephant head costume to portray the Crimson Tide's unofficial mascot. And I guess it just grew on him.
It just grew on him from there? Wow.
Tards. You let this guy, fucking Melford.
That's such a
Why? Didn't somebody go, bro, an elephant, dude?
And you know he was like Melford something the seventh or some shit like that.
Come on, Alabama.
The guy with the elephant costume. I think you're giving him too much credit.
The only reason that shit is not banned is because it's not racial.
I'll be honest with you, bro. You probably right, but I bet you they had never seen elephants or heard of them or any of that shit until they went through with the circus, and they thought it was like a god. They're like,
there's a Crimson Tide.
Like, there goes the Crimson. They're like, isn't that a red wave? No, it's an elephant. We seen it. We seen it.
That's the name of the episode.
We seen it. It's Crimson Tide. We seen it. Oh shit, bro.
How do you spell that? SEENT?
You got to put an apostrophe between the N and the T. Yo, what's up with your boy, Ciara husband, bro? What's up with that squad? I don't want to stay on sports too long, but shit, man.
Dude, the NFL this week, man. I'm gonna I said it earlier. The Broncos, the Bears, and the Washington Commanders all need to be in like a fucking D league.
Oh my god, bro! How is that? Fuck, dude! Like that team is bad. They're unwatchable.
Yeah,
it's so, and they've gotten 4 primetime games. They're like forcing them down our throats.
Yeah,
like,
and I think,
and they have like
they just had the one right.
Dude,
right.
They have like 3 or 4 left for the rest of the season. I don't know who decided that, but I wonder if it's too late. Like, holy
poor Amazon Prime.
Oh my god! All the Thursday night games,
the Thursday
bro?
night games, they're all bad.
Dude, they've been horrible on Thursday night, man. I'm like,
have you seen the different what do you call it? Almost like stations within Prime. So you
I haven't had a chance. No.
So there's one that's kind of cool. It gives you like a bird's eye view of the field. But they back up more than normal.
Okay.
And it's like Madden. They put like the circles around the QB and the receivers, and then they show them with a line following them like their routes.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's probably way more entertaining than the games have been. You actually get to follow. Like they're like, no, educate yourself here.
Yeah. No, they have like 4 different broadcasts. It's like the regular one. There's the one that I don't know. We'll call it like Next Gen Stats or whatever.
Oh, okay, cool. That's cool.
I think they do the Spanish one. And then they do an all-woman broadcasters.
Really? I didn't know that was a thing. Oh, that's kind of cool too, huh? That's hilarious, man. Yeah, I haven't seen any of the alternate broadcasts. I do like this idea of this alternate broadcast. I love the Manning Cast one.
Yeah, I don't like that shit,
dude. I didn't realize this week. I was talking to my brother. Like, I didn't realize the Monday Night Football crew. It's a good, like, you seen what the announcers, like, Monday Night Football has struggled.
Yeah, who's on it now?
It's freaking Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
Oh yeah, they're good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't realize, ESPN has struggled to get like a good Monday Night Football. And I saw this week, last week, I think it was the first time I noticed that. I was like, wait a minute, this is Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, who were both Fox guys, and they both.
I was gonna say Troy Aikman used to do the Sunday games.
No, it was the Sunday, but it was you're right. It was Sunday, but it was the Fox game of the week. It was Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
And then it was what's his name? Chris Collinsworth and Al Michaels on the Sunday night. But now Al Michaels is on Amazon with Brent Musburger, or not Brent Musburger. Sorry, the other kid.
He's on there with the dude from college.
Yeah. The guy who used to do it with Brent Musburger. Sorry, that's who I'm thinking of. The younger one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm like, good for him, man.
Which I actually think that he's good, but he's better in college.
Oh, for sure. You can tell that's where his comfort zone is. But yeah, the Broncos are fucking terrible. The Thursday night games, for whatever reason, you just get
they've been horrible.
They've been horrible.
But good football, Chiefs Bills.
Oh my God, lived up to the billing. Yep.
But is that like I wonder who does that game benefit more? Because they won't play each other again. No, until the playoffs.
Until the AFC title game, if they get there.
Or
you're right. Or it could be a division
just
game.
Right, just until the playoffs. And I wonder, who does that game benefit more?
I think the Chiefs. If you're not,
you would think.
Yeah, you got. It's hard to beat the
team twice.
Yeah, and now you're going in motivated, or as opposed to overconfident, maybe, and then you have a team that already has championship pedigree.
Yep.
In the Chiefs, which, by the way, I know Tyreek Hill is having an amazing year in Miami. They don't seem to miss him.
No.
In Kansas City, like, they're still putting up points. They're still moving the ball almost at will. They're still like, and I know teams have figured out a way to defend Patrick Mahomes a little better.
Dude, he's extra talented.
Oh my
bro.
God, yeah, you can't
extra talented.
And I remember the first few seasons and people were reacting. I'm like, yeah, like, let teams start game planning for him, right? And it slowed down. But you still can't overcome his talent. Like, he's just that good.
Yeah, he's that good,
and it's so cool to watch him adjust now to the fact that people are catching on to his stuff. And I'm like, the kid's got it, man. Like, he's so good. Watching the arm angles. What I will say, I've never seen him get batted down so much. And I think maybe that was just the Bills thing, maybe a familiarity thing with him and all that. Like, they batted down a lot of his balls. But watching him play has been, like, really fun this year. Like, just seeing him. Man, I find it really cool when you see the quarterbacks, and Aaron Rodgers has a way of doing this. Peyton Manning did this a lot, where Peyton Manning wasn't going to beat you with his arm, but they beat you before the snap. Yep. And so I'm loving now seeing like Patrick Mahomes sort of doing the calls before the snap's even done, doing that, and seeing those little things, like reading the defenses, and like I love that chess match between like a good defensive team, and then you get these quarterbacks who like call these audibles before or pretend to call an audible, like just the mind games behind that. Like I love seeing that, and seeing Patrick Mahomes sort of evolve into that now of like, yeah, I can beat you on talent. He's got a cannon. He's got these great arm angles. He's elusive. He knows how to keep these plays alive. But now watching him, and he's able to read defenses, and then he's got an elite tight end and Kelsey. It's so cool to watch, man. Like,
so having said all that, you take him or Josh Allen?
I take Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I think if you're building a team
today, Josh Allen.
Yeah. Why?
I think he has the intangibles. And he's really fucking big. Did you see him hurdle that guy?
Oh, he's humongous, man. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I think I'm letting the Super Bowl sort of
dictate
that a little bit more. Where, who knows?
That's fair.
Josh Allen might get one in the next year or two. Might get one this year, and I might go, fucking A, man. Maybe we'll take, because we're gonna be prisoners in the moment. But like, it's not a bad choice either way. But I think I take Patrick Mahomes based on I think he's more well-rounded than Josh Allen from a pure talent perspective. But you're right, the size-wise, man, holy shit, Josh Allen.
Dude, he's so big, man. And I watched them in this game, like, even during the play, keeping the play alive, directing traffic, and then that cannon that he has. I don't know. And then, again, he takes off running, and, he could run over people in the defense. I don't know, man. That dude just seems like, barring any, knock on wood, man, barring any like crazy injury, that guy has
he's got a great future ahead of him. And when Josh Allen learns how to read defenses at that like 5th, 6th, 7th year level, where he starts getting, like accustomed to this and more comfortable, and I'm like, that's going to be awesome to watch, because you're going to see that chess match start playing itself out, where Josh Allen is not going to be relying on hurdling dudes anymore, and the arrogance that comes with having an arm like his, where you just go, I can fit that shit anywhere. And that's the case now, but it's going to catch up to you. So it's going to be cool when he's like, okay, now I have to play the mind game a little more. Like, maybe I have to look off a safety to buy myself that, that 6-inch window or whatever. Like, so that's going to be cool to see. And I think that's what I'm enjoying with Patrick Mahomes now, is I'm seeing like, yeah, people are catching up to him, but I'm also seeing him adjust, where he's holding that look just a split second longer so that safety doesn't cheat over. Like, it's just, not to get too nuanced in the game, but it's just like those little things now where I'm going like, because I generally like Lamar Jackson does this for me. Like, I don't buy into him like year 1 and 2 and 3, because I'm like, nah, I want to see what you do when teams are game planning for you, right, and they've had enough tape and they do all this stuff. And I think I'm at that point now with Patrick Mahomes where I'm going, yeah, man, you're the truth. Like teams are planning for you now. And I think I felt this way probably last year. Yeah, like they know what's coming and they can't stop you. Like you're adjusting, just like a lot of quarterbacks. Once people start, like Lamar Jackson right now hasn't shown me that once people start planning for you, like it becomes a different game, and I want to see if he can make that sort of change.
They've blown like 2 big leads, right?
Yeah,
this year so far.
And I think he's one-dimensional, right? Like once you go like, okay, you're not going to run, beat us with your arm, and then he has arm talent, so I don't think, he's a great arm. So you go, and I think he's gotten better to his credit, but I go, okay, are you going to be MVP caliber then? In year 5, 6, 7, like are you going to be that? Where right. I think Josh Allen can be.
Absolutely.
What I am worried about that
he's
team.
not in his first contract, right?
I think so. I think Josh Allen is. I think you might be.
Yeah. I wouldn't think so.
Is Josh Allen? No, I'm thinking of Josh Rosen. I was gonna say, is Josh Allen the one that the Miami traded away? But no, that's Rosen.
That's Rosen.
Rosen. Yeah. I think he's still in his first contract, man. He may have signed in. I'm almost
no. He's on a 6-year, $258 million.
Good for him. When did he sign that though? So they didn't let his first contract expire.
It began this season.
Okay, so they didn't let that.
So he's on contract number 2.
Good for him. Yeah, he deserves that, man. Good for him, dude. He did awesome.
Right, how we doing on time, bro?
Dude, we're an hour 3 into this, man.
All right, man. I know we got a bunch of other shit on here. We ain't gonna get to everything. Hit me with something, man.
Dude,
hit me with something for the people.
Mike Ickes, bro. You heard of Mike Ickes?
No.
Dude, he's running for congressional office. He's out of Manhattan in New York.
Okay.
And Mike Ickes is trying to prove that he is pro sex work amongst many things in his platform. So
pro sex work, so like prostitutes. And, okay.
Yeah. So he's like pro prostitutes, pro
brothels,
like the OnlyFans, brothels, all that shit. Like he's like, yeah, I'm an advocate, and sort of to prove, like he's been very unorthodox. He's an independent. He's running. He's a congressional candidate in Manhattan, and so it's sort of to prove that he's like he walks the walk, not talks the talk.
Yep.
He released his own sex tape.
On purpose?
Yeah, on purpose. And I want you to do something for me right now. When I told you about this story, what did I tell you to title it?
Hold on, because it was something. Wait. I'm looking. Yeah, this got to be it. Bucket List Bonanza.
That's the name of the sex tape.
Okay, maybe that's the title of the show.
Bucket List Bonanza. At a minimum, oh, actually, that's a great idea because at a minimum, we're going to get the Pornhub hits. So the video is on Pornhub. Do with that information what you will, people. So Mike Ickes dropped the sex tape in 2 parts. I think it looks like it was planned.
Now, how many of y'all just grabbed your phone and looking up Bucket List Banana?
Mike Ickes, a Bucket List
Bonanza.
Banana. Hey, that might work too. I didn't see it. But
it's an alias.
Banana. He might have it. I don't know. But so he drops the sex tape, bro. He full on fucking on camera. He doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think it's staged purposely with there. I think he does it with like an OnlyFans girl for sex worker or whatever the fuck.
Oh, it would be great if he did it with another like politician.
Oh my God. Oh, how great would that be? Sarah Palin
and Nancy Pelosi. He'd be like, I'm getting my Betty White on.
Yo, you titty fucking Nancy Pelosi for votes. Oh my God, bro. Oh, that's so good.
Tell me about those stocks.
Oh, that's so Yo, my mind went Sarah Palin, and I'm going, man, Tulsi Gabbard, and you said Nancy Pelosi. God damn it, that's brilliant. That's so good. I'm crying, bro.
You got anything else on him?
Oh my God.
Go look it up, people.
Fucking on camera, bro. This message. This
message has been paid for by
Mike Ickes.
And I approve this message.
I approve this. No, Bonanza Banana, whatever the fuck. I approve this message.
Yo, on that, tell them where they can find us.
If you are not, you are at the Carbon Footprint Podcast on Instagram, at Carbon Footprint Podcast on TikTok. Yo, on Twitter, we're at the Carbon FP Pod because Twitter doesn't let you use they have a character limit, so we had to do Carbon FP
Twitter
Pod. So on Twitter, that's new, so please follow us on there. The YouTube page, like, subscribe, the Carbon Football Podcast on YouTube, and then all your favorite streaming platforms, man. We're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, JioSaavn, Amazon Music, all of them, man. So go on there. If we're not on your favorite streaming platform, like I said before, you probably need to jump on a new streaming platform because we're on all of them at this point. So,
yo, and as always, people, we appreciate you. Try to drink. If you're a gym fan, definitely check it out. If you're not, damn it, try it anyway.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.